it's not really okay, but I do it because it's convenient, saves time, there's no consultation fee to pay for. So yeah, I do it. But it's not the healthy thing because I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what's going on. I should get checked out.
Buy drugs from the streets without necessarily having a prescription from the doctors, something which is not only a threat to their lives but also to the medical world. Join us today as we talk to Mr. Peter Murithi, who is a pharmacist from the clinic's healthcare. So, Mr. Murithi, we've seen a majority of people going to the streets, to just get drugs without necessarily having a prescription from the doctors. As a professional, what do you have to say about that?
Medicines belong to different classes. There are those medicines that can be bought over the counter, that's without a prescription, and other medicine that really need a prescription. So all in all, it all depends on who is selling those medicine to you.
Is it really, really ethical? And to me, I think matters to do with fake drugs and prescriptions. One should not necessarily just go to any pharmacy to just get drugs.
Well, when it comes to getting medicine directly from a pharmacy, it all depends on what class of a drug that you are going to get it from the pharmacy. As far as you're getting it from a qualified pharmacy practitioner, then it's ethical. Again, when it comes to fake medicines, there is nothing like fake medicine. If it's fake, then that means it doesn't follow the standard manufacturing process. That means it's not yet registered as medicine. That's just being unethical.
And let me just ask you, matters to do with stockout and suppliers. How do you deal with stockouts? Maybe you have a drug in your stock that has expired. How do you deal with such kind of matters?
In pharmacy, you'll never run out of being overstocked or having those periods that you have stockout. But there are those medications that they are just needed for the basic healthcare services. That one you can't afford to have a stock out for that. Like there are those medicines that are emergency medicine that they are needed like urgently. That one you can't afford to have a stock out for that. But there are those other medicine that you can't store in the pharmacy because maybe they are going to overstay there, they get the expired date there. So we just studied ahead the people that you're serving, what you expect, what you expect to consume for a particular period of time, and that's how you control your stock. In case you have medicine that is nearing to expiry date, we always send them to our main supplier, that's a central store. That then central store can send to other fast-moving satellite clinics.
When you are executing your job as a pharmacist, let me just ask you this question: How do you guys make sure that your clients are satisfied with the kind of drugs that you give them?
Once the patient sees the doctor makes a probational diagnosis. That probational diagnosis has to be seconded by lab test. So the doctor sends for diagnostic test in the laboratory. Then they are sent back to the doctor again to verify that what the doctor was thinking is going with the line of that lab procedure that has been done. Then medicine are prescribed for that particular client or that particular patient. Then when it's come to issuing of medicine, you guided by the lab result and the signs and symptoms the patient presents with. Like if a patient assumes that a client has a bacterial infection, then it's for us as pharmacists to know which antibiotics to give depending on this lab result. Like if it's an acute bacterial infection, you don't go to higher level of antibiotics. You just go depending on the lab result. There's that range that you're supposed to be within. So that's how we ensure rational drug use.
Taking drugs that you're not prescribed by the doctor, I don't believe that it's a nice thing to do, and it's not a wise thing to do actually. Because you can prescribe yourself a drug that may harm you or may cause other side effects to you. The right thing that you have to do when you get ill or feel like you're not functioning well, you need to see a doctor for further prescriptions.
Most of our clients here are young people aged between 19 to 23 years. Most of them present with upper respiratory tract infection, urinary tract infection. They have issues with gastrointestinal problems and some other minor physical injuries. Okay, what I would tell them is that drugs are poisons. Unless used for that particular condition, then it's poison. Like people who have had the upper respiratory tract infections, that's something that is self-limiting, like sneezing, coughing. Like you don't really need to come for medication for those simple conditions. So they are just self-limiting. They should come for medicine when it's really needed.
Yes, indeed, drugs are poisonous. Use it when needed. Reporting for Health Matters, I am Teddy Okech.